Hello, my friends. We are in spooky season. If you're not familiar with this, I do have a playlist of spooky ghost stories and paranormal stuff that we did. You should go through the playlist. It explains a lot about that kind of stuff right there. And what I like to do is just, read you stories and talk about stories that I have done either research or have happened to me. Or like this next story coming up was submitted by a listener, a fan of the channel, who submitted this story to me. And it's been a while, and I thought, you know what? It's time to bring back this series to the channel. Sometimes there's gaming stuff going on, and sometimes there's not gaming stuff going on to talk about. And since Halloween is literally around the corner, and it's literally one of my favorite holidays, I think I would live very well in a land that's just Halloween all the time. I thought, let's talk about this. Let's read this story together. So sit back, enjoy, get comfy, and let's read and listen about a ghost story. They said, the first encounter I can remember was as a kid visiting my grandparents in Orlando, a winter park. And they had a fireplace in the fancy living room. That's where I met Monkiki. I'm sorry, I suck at names. As I later dubbed him, he lived in the bricks of the fireplace, but even when he disappeared, I can see his face in the bricks and would talk to him. My family thought I was nuts because I was having seemingly one-sided conversations with someone they couldn't see or hear. Monkiki was actually a demon, but I didn't know that because he was my friend, and I'd only get to see him when I visited my grandparents. We talked for hours catching up with what happened since we last saw each other. I named him Monkiki because his face looked like a chimpanzee, but the rest of him looked like a regular man. He'd played games with me in the backyard until Grandma freaked out and asked who I was talking to one day. While I played on the piano, I thought, everyone can see and hear him. It was after that moment I realized I was different and could communicate across the veil with many different beings. I learned I didn't have to speak out loud to talk to them either, or oddly enough, that's how I differentiate between physical people and other realm people in this day. If they don't respond or communicate with me mentally, they're here on the physical plane. On another note, I'd like to explain demons aren't something to be feared. They're ancient beings, and while some can be dangerous, the vast majority are just those of us on the physical plane of existence. Some are total dicks, but they possess more knowledge than humans can comprehend, and should be revered for the knowledge they possess and can share if you ask them. Now, I like this story. This story is cool. It was a very short story from them. So if you have any ghost stories or paranormal experiences or things that happen in your life, please email me, theboomyshow@gmail.com, and I will keep names anonymous. Don't worry. You won't be outed or doxxed. But yeah, if you watched any of my other scary story videos, you'll know about my past. And when it comes to the supernatural, when it comes to abilities, this, that, or the other thing. I'm a very judgment-free zone type of person here, very open-minded when it comes to this because I've seen enough in life, enough on that side of the aisle to know that these things do exist. Evil and good are there. They must be balanced. There's both good and evil in this world. Now, this is interesting. See, I take a different take on demons. I'm not the biggest fan of demons. I have seen them. I have encountered them and whatnot. And I'm a big believer that, sometimes demons are there to fool us, to make us think that they are there to help us out. And more often than not, in my experience at least, and in my opinion, I have seen the exact opposite of them actually helping in the long run. But when it comes to this, I do like this story because when, those of us who have abilities, those of us who are sensitive to things, we've run across these type of situations to where we have, and I know this sounds totally insane, and unless this has happened to you, you probably think we're cuckoo-chiroo. But there are moments in a sensitive's life, and not necessarily medium, but you could be medium, a sensitive, or what have you. You do come across beings and whatnot who do reach out to you, who do want to communicate with you, who some will strike up a friendship with you. I have explained before in the past couple years ago, standing outside having a cigar because I love cigars, part of my collections, one of my many fun habits. And I was just standing out there, just like, praying into the ether, just, talking to the universe as I do. And I felt this extremely ancient energy behind me. And it wasn't good, nor was it evil. It was neutral. And sometimes I will say that it's the neutral ones that are the most dangerous. They're kind of like a gray Jedi, but you don't know which way they're going to go. But I felt this ancient energy, this ancient being, what have you. I mean, it was old. That much I can tell you. But I have had experiences to where, similar to her, I have had conversations with a being or whatever you wanted to call it or whatnot, demon, angel, whatever. Because a lot of times they do wear masks, we will personify them as, oh, this is an angel I was talking to, or this was a demon I was talking to, or this was grandma and grandpa I was talking to. But at the end of the day, we don't 100% know what they are. I tend to believe sometimes that demons have nothing better to do than fuck around with humans. And I mean, honestly, I would if I were one. But sometimes we just don't know what we're interacting with. And I think it comes down to someone who's highly trained, who's experienced this for a long time, to when you get the feel, right? Your body, your mind, they'll tell you what's going on sometimes. They'll give you, like, you have that sixth sense, in a sense, that will say, kind of like when you walk into a really dark room and you get like this feeling, or you walk into a room in a house, the lights are on or what have you, and your body will respond to the energy of the room. You've had those experiences, right? You go into a place and you're just like, oh, I don't like it in here. I don't know why, but I just don't. And you go to other places in a house and you're like, oh, it's nice and comfortable here. It feels like home. It's an energy thing, baby. So with all that said, I've experienced something very similar to this. And I keep it on a very tight leash in my life. A lot of times I just turn it off and I just ignore all things and go. And then sometimes I just can't because the universe is knocking on my door. I'm like, okay, fine. What the hell do you have to tell me? But this is a really cool experience that, people get to go through, kids especially, because the younger you are, the more open you are, you see things, right? This is why we need a lot of ghost stories or paranormal haunts involving children. Children tend to see this crap just as much as animals tend to see this stuff. And something happens when we get older that we just put the blinders on. We're too busy with life and all that crap. And we just don't believe, we just don't see any more of these things. But I like this. This is a great story. And I want to know more. I'm going to have to reach out and go like, okay, I need a part 2 of this. What happened with all this? Is Monkiki still there? Are you guys still buds? What's going on with this? How has this gone in your life? If you, any of the tens and tens of listeners to this series, have had any experiences, email me, theboomyshow@gmail.com. Let me know. It'll all be anonymous. It'll just be between you and I. I'll fake names. I'll do all that stuff. But let me know what experience you've had. So email me there. And if there's any other things you want, me to talk about, whether it be, I think I did talk about the black-eyed kids. I don't know if I talked about shadow people exactly. But go back to my earlier episodes. It gives you a bigger introduction on some of the crap I've experienced in my life and stuff like that. So I'm not just a gaming YouTuber. No, not at all. I'm far more than just a beard, guys and ladies. I am far more than that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this one. Make sure you hit the like button. The like button helps out a lot. Make sure you share this. Enjoy your spooky season. Hit the subscribe button. Become part of the family here at boomynation, the freak show of YouTube, the black sheep of, well, all things. And we will see you later, my friend. Remember to be kind. It's about community. And don't forget to listen to the whispers in the dark.